I clam up.
Well, that's because you'll have someone pointing and going, Helmut Albrecht, would you, and then I wouldn't want to do anything either. But, what we'll do is we'll just, talk, and I'll say, I'm in Jamestown, North Dakota in 2011, and with Aunt Jo and Uncle Helmut, and we're talking about things. So what was your earliest memory of when you started school up in Cooperstown?
Well, of course, I didn't go to school in Cooperstown.
Okay.
I went to a country school, the same school that my father had gone to many, many years before.
Uh-huh.
And so I loved school.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And then when we got home from school, I luckily had sisters. We got home from school, we'd play school.
Oh my
so
goodness.
Instead of homework, we would play school. But our mother really encouraged education. She got her early education degree from the University of Chicago.
Uh-huh.
And she was so enthusiastic about everything but school. I guess that's why we loved school, because she really did.
Now, I remember you told me that my mother would be like the teacher and you three would be the students.
That's right, yes. Your mother was so full of imagination and enthusiasm. She was just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
We had this blue star, and I don't know how she ever knew about it because she wasn't in Rainbow. But we'd have a star on the floor, and we were each a planet.
Okay.
And we had a part, and we'd have this ritual, and we'd go through the ritual, and then we would plan special occasions like Mother's Day or Easter or sometime, and we'd each have a job to do, and we did this for our parents.
Oh wow! Okay.
So the four of us got along so well, and they always supported me. So it's hard for me to understand when brothers and sisters don't get along, because I felt so fortunate having my three sisters.
And even when you guys got older, you would always communicate with your round robins. And
We did, yes. I give my mother credit for that.
Yeah.
She never had a favorite. We always thought Dad favored Ardis,
Okay.
because Ardis worked outside with him. And
Oh, okay.
so, but Ardis wasn't aware of it. In the later years, she said, "Oh no, he didn't," but we always thought he did. But anyway, yes, I really loved my sisters till the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And still, Phil and I, every Sunday, we talk for an hour Sunday morning, or if it's not convenient, we, change it to another time. But we're still very close.
Now, is the camera bothering you sitting right there?
Is it going right now?
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm not even aware.
Yeah, you look pretty good. So I remember in the basement of the Sarin Church, there are confirmation pictures of you girls when you were young girls. And you each had to go through some...
Confirmation.
Yeah. What was that all about?
Well, I don't remember a thing I learned. But it was a couple years. We would go, I suppose, once a week or something and learn about the Bible.
Okay. Did you go to the North Church too, or did you only go to Sarin?
Only Sarin.
Oh.
The North Church was Lutheran, and Sarin was evangelical.
Uh-huh.
And we went there because our grandfather had been the pastor there.
Okay.
When our mothers were teenagers.
The other day in Cooperstown, when I took a break and I went downtown, and they have a little coffee shop now, kind of next to the pizza ranch there.
Oh.
And I walked in, and I think it was Elaine Stucca.
Oh,
she didn't recognize me, and another lady I didn't recognize. So I was only going to go grab a cup of coffee and leave, but when I saw those two and they were busy visiting, I took the liberty of eavesdropping. I think it was Elaine. It was a Stucca for sure, because they looked so much like you four girls actually. And
Norwegian.
yes, and I knew right away what they were talking about. They were talking about Sverdrup Township and the different things. And the Stucca girl, she's a lady as old as me or older, but she was talking to this other lady that must have been newer to the area, telling her some of the things. So I just took the liberty of sitting down at the table next to them and pretended to read the newspaper and eavesdropped. And she was talking about the churches and how Sarin Church used to have a barn. And
they did, yeah.
And so what was that? So when you guys came with your horses and...
Right, yeah.
Okay.
We would come, well, in the winter when the roads were snowy, you couldn't drive on them. We had a Model T and then a Model A, but I remember going for the Christmas Eve service. We'd have horses and a sleigh, and there'd be stars in the sky. It was beautiful. And we would drive, and often when Clarence and Irma and June lived on the Lundy place, they would go with us.
That's right across the road from...
Yeah. So it was fun. Christmas Eve was special. If there wasn't a blizzard or something, but yeah. And we'd go there Christmas Eve, and then we'd have a program. We all took part in the program, and then we would get a little brown bag of candy and nuts. That was the big treat.
Oh, that was your treat that you got. Yeah. Did they have a tree up and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, we used to... Go ahead.
So that's why they had the barn, because there were horses during the winter. You couldn't travel
and
by
you keep
car.
the horses in there to keep them comfortable if the weather was... okay.
And feed them, and
Yeah, now what the other thing that she was saying, so you'll know I listened to her whole conversation.
Okay.
She might see this sometime, who knows, but she was saying they moved the barn to a school where she actually had gone to school at some point in their time.
She's a lot younger than I am.
Oh, certainly, yeah. But I'm not even sure what schoolhouse that would have been that those kids out there would have attended.
I don't know either, because, boy, her mother was Lou Stucca, and she she was Lou Berge, and she married Melvin Stucca.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Elaine was, I think, the oldest. Janelle is the youngest.
Right, yeah, I know Janelle.
Yeah.
So, you want to sit down next to her? And you don't want to be in the picture. I'm going to ask you some questions, too, out at New Salem.
Oh, you've got your feet on this one.
I'm sorry. Move it. I didn't know what you were doing under there.
You can sit over here.
I don't know.
You want to? No. Oh.
He's camera shy.
I think he is, yeah.
You look good in there. You look better than I do. I'll show you when we get done.
Okay. Well, what else do you want to ask me?
Oh, my gosh. So when my mom and dad got married.
Oh, that was so exciting. We never had a brother. And we thought he was just such a handsome, neat guy. And I don't think we met him before till he came to the farm. And so we had the wedding out in the yard. No, it was in the house, but then afterwards we took the pictures in the yard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some of the pictures. Of course, they're all black and white back then.
Oh, yeah. So Bert was his best man, and then Dottie had the three of us for bridesmaids, I guess.
Okay.
And
what color were your bridesmaid dresses?
Well, they were all different because
they're probably your Sunday dress or something.
Well, I'd made mine for I'm trying to think of the time. I'd made mine because for my senior activities, and Ardis's, I think Dottie'd made Ardis's, and I don't know where Phil got hers, but they were all different.
Sure, yeah. I'll be done.
But anyway, they were long, they were formals.
Okay.
And our Aunt Evie had made the wedding cake. It was a angel food wedding cake. She was noted for her angel food.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. It's amazing.
So Marion and Lenore were there.
Sure.
And our Uncle Chris and Aunt Inga were there, and That was about it, you know, just close relatives.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you kids were younger, you would go down to the Bible camp, I would assume, and swim.
That was the big entertainment for us. And every Sunday, of course, we went down. And then our Uncle Chris had a boat, so we would take that out on the river.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think he made it.
I never heard about that before.
Yeah, it's a big part of our growing up.
Uncle Chris, who was that?
He married Inga.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he married our aunt.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, the Bible camp was center of activity for us. That's where we'd meet our friends, and we'd have picnics and down there. Yeah. But you were at the Bible camp, weren't you?
Yeah, I remember it as a little kid and growing up. You need to answer your phone?
Yeah.
You should.
Why don't you answer it, Mama?